There is an absolutely insane amount of stuff in video games, and most of it is intended to stand out. But what about stuff that's insane and manages to get past you? Hi folks, it's Falcon. Join the 1% Club to get the most unhinged stuff weekly. Today on gameranx, 20 insane things games did that no one noticed.
Ours is not the only military project devoted to military development, but it cannot be more different in nature from the Navy's. There's a program that will add fuel to the
Starting off with number 20, Stop Shooting My House in Grand Theft Auto 5. A fun one. If a player character shoots another player character's house, they'll text you asking you to stop. It's just a little simple detail we'd never think to do. Why would you even shoot your own house? Why would you shoot it with a different player character? What's the point? They even send a specific text message if you use a rocket launcher.
Stop firing rockets at my house!
It's a really funny addition that makes perfect sense to include. What kind of psycho shoots your friend's house for fun? I mean, it's a big game with weird ARG cult missions that very few people will discover. The Epsilon program, for instance, is a big deal. The kind of secret that gets a lot of discussion online. Shooting your friend's house is so pointless and so insane, we had to include it. The developers at Rockstar really do think of everything.
I'm out!
We try to do the same thing here at gameranx, and we sometimes get comments from people saying they aren't seeing our videos, so we like to ask that you enable notifications. That helps with that quite a bit. Does us a big favor. Hopefully it helps you see some stuff you want to see. Thanks for enabling notifications. Let's get back to the video. At number 19, 8-bit Hue and Footsteps in Pragmata. Here's one we just discovered while playing through Capcom's big new IP about a spacesuit man and his tiny little hacker friend. In this game, while hanging out at your shelter hub, you'll hear a familiar sound if you stand around for too long. After a lot of idling around the shelter, your robot buddy Cabin will display an 8-bit recreation of your character Hue jumping and shooting. The sprite, styled directly after the original Mega Man, has all the matching bleepy bloopy sound effects. And when the sprite disappears, it even makes the Mega Man death sound. It's just a tiny weird detail. There's so many more with your pal Diana. She'll interact with the environment in ways too many to count.
You know everything about the Earth, don't you?
I've always been into space and stargazing. I've been all over, searching for places with the best views and clearest skies. Went all the way to the Namib Desert once.
I want to go too.
Go where?
To all the places you've been.
All of them?
At number 18 is the 60s Batmobile in Arkham Knight. This game is packed with weird details like Jokerized interactions and a totally remixed New Game Plus with a laughing Joker jump scare at the start.
Makes me stop before I
But we're ignoring the Joker to talk about a very different Easter egg. In one of the DLC racetracks, you can drive the original 1960s show Batmobile through a map that is packed with boomer nostalgia. Normally you're racing the clock to reach the end, but there's a good reason to stop and smell the roses. The racetrack has one spot off the racetrack you can drive to. Parking the bat symbol causes the projector to display a scene from the 1960s Batman TV show. The cheesy old Adam West show is unbelievably goofy, and it is 100% intentional. If you're a big Batman nerd, obviously it's fun to watch one of the funniest versions of Batman. And number 17, the fish tank in Splinter Cell. The original Splinter Cell put its best sneaky foot forward when it comes to extreme details. One detail that's often overlooked is the way this particular fish tank works. Found in Mission 5 of the first game, there's a tall fish tank that's both functional and an insane detail. By shooting the fish tank, the water will visibly leak out, and the water level will lower to match the bullet hole. For a game as old as Splinter Cell, that's a pretty impressive detail. Shooting the tank once causes it to drain, the second shot shatters the whole thing. The fish even scoot around to stay in the water. Now that is an insane detail almost nobody noticed. And number 16, and it happens here too in Red Dead Redemption 2. Anyone that played this game already knows it's irresponsibly detailed. The developers went overboard on every aspect of the game, so it shouldn't surprise anybody that the fish tank trick in Splinter Cell is also found here. Shooting troughs of water causes them to leak, and the water drains exactly where the bullet hole is located. It's just one detail among so many. You can pull off the same trick in reverse with small boats. You shoot a hole in the boat, the water will start to seep in, and eventually it sinks. The more bullet holes you shoot, the faster it sinks. It's a game with some crazy details, like bears that back down if you stand your ground. So maybe we all expected this, but how many of you have actually tried it? And number 15 is the rope bridge breakdown in Metal Gear Solid 3. This game is a collection of insane things nobody noticed. There's so many weird details we've talked about before: the mud increasing your camo index in the remake, the secret Guy Savage dream sequence, how you kill a boss before fighting him. But there's one we never knew. During the opening sequence of the game, there's a rope bridge Snake has to cross. The bridge is actually fully detailed, and you can shoot out the individual ropes to make it more unstable. Shooting a rope near an enemy patrol will cause them to tumble down into the water below. It is a useful trick that's also quite dangerous. You will fall off the bridge if you step in the wrong spot. It's an insane detail that's a lot of fun to try. We're sure you guys have plenty of other crazy details, so let us know about more in the comments. And number 14 is Flat Tire Technology in Mind's Eye. A pretty terrible game, but it's got some pretty detailed flat tires. Maybe the most in video games, in fact. For some reason, the developers put extreme detail in flat tires. Shooting a tire causes it to deflate realistically, and even bend like soft rubber out on the road. Most games with flat tires just shrink their wheel into the ground without actually depicting the tire. Not so in Mind's Eye, where each pop tire is lovingly crafted.
Yes, I just had a call from Diana. What the hell? How did you allow this to happen?
It is an insane detail we didn't notice after playing the game way too long. Even GTA 5 doesn't come close to this. Now, if only the developers put this much work into the shooting or anything else.
You're gonna be okay.
And number 13 is Drunk Alchemy Going Bad in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. In this game, you have to deal with the harsh realities of medieval life. If you're not careful, you can kill yourself pretty easily with one of the funniest details we've ever seen in video games. This one took us by surprise. If you're under the influence while doing alchemy, your hands will get shakier and your vision gets blurry while you're trying to mix everything up. Normally, this just makes cooking up concoctions a little harder. But this is not so if you're making gunpowder. If you cook up gunpowder while drunk off your ass, you'll blow yourself to Kingdom Come. There is an open flame on your alchemy workbench. Follow our advice, kids. Don't drink and decant. And number 12 is Do Re Mi from Metal Gear Solid 2. This game, especially the tanker section, is really full of complete, insane details. Most everybody already knows about the realistically melting ice cube that exists for seemingly no reason. Hideo Kojima demanded an ice cube that melts in real time, and nobody restrained him. Well, there's more details like that we never knew. Our favorite example is past the tanker, and in the big shell part of the game, actually. In Shell 1, there's a room with pots and pans. Shooting these in order plays a little song. It plays the notes do, re, mi. The best you can do with these pots and pans is make a noise and alert nearby guards, but it's such a weird, insane little detail we had to talk about it somewhere. And number 11, Kane will kill you in Nier Replicant, a fully featured bonus sequence added in the remake to the original game, giving you control of the foul-mouthed female protagonist Kane. A lot of games like Resident Evil 4 will specifically call out pervy players for trying to look up a character's skirt.
Ow! You pervert!
But Nier Replicant does something very different. If the player attempts to get a lewd angle on Kane, she'll angrily yell at you and then try to kill you.
Back off. Alright, f*** off and die, you pervy little shit! Creepy bastard must have a death wish or something.
And number 10 is Baghead Zombies Bad Day. Resident Evil Requiem is overflowing with weird, funny details. It's a big budget Capcom game, so we've come to expect this kind of quality. One of the funniest details that we should have found earlier is related to a bag-headed zombie found in the medical area. After sticking some replacement organs in the empty chest cavity of a zombie, it'll come back to life and attack. The zombie has a bag around its head, so even if it grabs you, it cannot bite you. Not only that, the zombie will actually suffocate after a bit of walking around. You don't even need to waste ammo, it just dies all by itself. And that isn't the only tiny detail we noticed. If Grace stands in the safe room and idles for long enough, she'll unload her loaded weapons. She's a FBI agent, so she's got some good gun safety instincts. You never see a video game protagonist making their weapons safer. It's a unique animation for all the different guns she unloads, too. And number 9, Kaz dies of boredom in Metal Gear Solid 5. A tragic detail we should have seen earlier. One of the first missions has Big Boss infiltrating a village to rescue your buddy Kazuhiro Miller. At the start of the mission, Ocelot warns you he only has 3 days to live.
You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops.
That comment is actually extremely accurate. If you wait for 3 days, the cutscene changes. When you arrive to rescue Miller, you will find him dead and fail the mission.
Kaz, it's me. I'm here to get you out. Kaz.
Waiting 3 in-game days seems almost impossible for this mission, but it's actually easier than you think. There's a time-passing mechanic that exists specifically so Big Boss can wait until night, where it's much easier to sneak around. If you happen to wait just a little too long, Kaz will bite the big one. Next time, we'll listen to everything Ocelot has to say, including when he's torturing us to death in Shadow Moses. And number 8 is Wolverine's adamantium skeleton in LEGO Marvel Superheroes. A fun detail that's very tiny, minifigure-sized Easter egg. In LEGO Marvel Superheroes, some rare heroes get zapped in their skeleton form when they take too many hits. All the heroes show off bright white bones when they're weak, except Wolverine. Famously, Wolverine has his entire skeleton replaced with adamantium, and that fictional unbreakable metal alloy makes an appearance on his skeleton in these LEGO games.
Sometimes I wish I had regenerating abilities, like you.
When Wolverine is weak, he's got a dark metal skeleton that's different from every other character's. And number 7, that food's still good in Crimson Desert. This game's got some insane mechanics, hand-to-hand combat with professional wrestler moves and launching yourself from trees like slingshots. It's natural extension of the development of the mindset that throws everything at the wall to see what sticks. One of the details that we noticed has to do with animals. You can drop food and animals will gobble it up. Makes sense, but what surprises most is that NPCs can also drop stuff. Nudging an NPC carrying the day's harvest will cause food to fall over the floor.
Of all the rotten...
They'll quickly work to pick it up, and if they don't, the animals can get to the food first. It's a pretty natural detail, but it took us by surprise.
You can't be serious!
We knew dropping food attracted animals, but we never guessed that the bushels of vegetables carried around by farmers weren't totally fake. And number 6, raindrops on your visor in Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime took the first-person perspective very seriously. There's so many insane details here you'll only notice if you're really paying attention. The flash of lightning will cause a brief reflection on Samus's visor to appear so you can see yourself, but there's one surprising additional detail most people probably missed. When walking around the first major outdoor area, you'll stand in the rain. Raindrops cascade off of your visor realistically, and they'll actually change depending on what direction you're looking. If you're looking up, the raindrops clatter faster and more frequently. If you're looking down, you'll block the rain and get a totally clear view. This kind of atmospheric storytelling is just something people don't put into a lot of games. The whole making you really immersed into the first-person perspective. There's this and Metro Exodus with the dedicated button for wiping off your sweaty viewport. And number 5 is the news crew in Resident Evil 6. Not the best Resident Evil game, but it is the most Resident Evil game. It also has one of the easiest to miss details in video games. The game is split into different campaigns starring different Resident Evil protagonists. One of the segments stars Chris Redfield as he leads a BSAA team into an infected city in China. Once Chris reaches the streets, a news crew films the squad as they arrive.
The BSAA has arrived on the scene. Excuse me, can I get a comment, please? Excuse me, is this outbreak related to the situation back in the States?
This footage reappears at a completely different campaign. During Leon's story, he travels to China via airplane. While riding, eagle-eyed players can spot a news broadcast on the mounted screens on the way back on the plane. You'll get a glimpse of Chris and his team from the cameraman's perspective right before things got even worse. It's a fun little detail that shows just how much effort Capcom puts into even its least loved games. And number 4, the bullet casing details in Space Marine 2. These guys love their big guns, but one detail you might miss are the absurdly detailed bullet casing physics. The giant casings that are ejected from your bolters fall realistically, and even the metal gratings are fully modeled. Casings will tumble into metal grates, they'll get caught or slip through depending on the angle. It's a detail you never see unless you're really looking for it. If you look down after firing a shot in the training area, you'll see how bullets interact with the environment in ludicrously detailed ways. Most bullet casings in video games are a purely visual effect. You'll see the bullet fly off and it disappears just as quick. The casings in this game realistically rest on surfaces in a way we absolutely did not expect. It's an insane detail most people don't really stop to see. And number 3, Sam is right-handed in Death Stranding 2. After hours of walking through the Australian outback, one of the biggest details we almost missed is that Sam is right-handed. Most of the world is right-handed, but that's not usually modeled in video games. When Sam throws objects with his right arm, the crates will fly further and more accurately. If you attempt the same throw with the same crate using Sam's left arm, the throw is less accurate and doesn't travel as far. For the purposes of gameplay, most games assume the protagonist is perfectly symmetrical. This game shows how your favorite hand is stronger, even if the difference isn't huge, there is a difference. It's the kind of extreme drill-down detail you should always expect in a Hideo Kojima game, and yet we're still surprised. And number 2, solving a Rubik's Cube in Spider-Man 2. Marvel Spider-Man 2 introduces tricks to Spidey's moveset, including a tiny XP bonus for flipping mid-air like an acrobat. There's a specific trick we didn't notice even after multiple playthroughs. Peter Parker's so smart he can complete a Rubik's Cube mid-air. While diving, if the player holds down and square, he'll pop out a Rubik's Cube and start solving it. Hold it long enough and he'll solve the whole dang thing. Doing the same thing with Miles. He'll pull out a smartphone trick, but we're all about Peter's old school brainiac stuff. Deserves a few more extra XP.
Believe it or not, helping people get their stuff back is 90% of the job.
Oh, you're a lifesaver. Thank you, Spider-Man.
Anytime. Just watch where you're texting from now on.
Finally, at number 1, a live reaction cam in Ready or Not. The second mission of the SWAT simulation game Ready or Not, you raid the apartment of a streamer. The whole streamer setup has a really incredible level of detail. There's a working webcam that shows your team as you arrest the perp. You can check yourself out on the computer monitor, you can shoot out the webcam and the stream. Even better, looking at the monitor, you'll receive live reactions from watchers in the chat. It's probably a reference to the well-known practice of swatting, calling for a SWAT team to raid a house of a streamer. But this particular streamer does deserve a no-knock raid, allegedly. And that's 20 weird, insane details developers hid in games. There's thousands of incredible details out there, so let us know what your favorite inconsequential secret stuff is down in the comments. Like the video, of course, if you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications, and as always, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. Join the 1% Club to get the Falcon Show exclusively every Saturday. We'll see you next time, right here on gameranx.